Many felt that Missouri was stuck in the mud going to the 2023 college football season. They were coming off 4 straight seasons of 500 ball or less, and many had Eli Drinkwitz as a coach to watch when it came to coaches on the hot seat. Fans felt like the program was cursed and just hoped for the team to find the same success they found to end the 2000s and to start the 2010s. They finally have done it, winning 10 games for the first time since 2014, and will be playing in the Cotton Bowl against number 7 Ohio State on December 29th. This is the story of how Eli Drinkwitz brought hope back to Missouri football. This is the story of the team no one believed in. But before we get into this, if you enjoy college football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm planning to release a video every day from now until Christmas. Also, let me know what your favorite program turnaround has been this year in the comments section below. Coming to the 2023 season, there was a lot of talk around whether Missouri head football coach Eli Drinkwitz was on the hot seat or not. Missouri football was in an interesting spot back when they hired Drink after the 2019 season. They had won back-to-back SEC East titles in 2013 and 2014, but failed to find that same type of success for almost the past decade. Barry Odom took over as head coach of Missouri at the end of the 2015 season after head coach Gary Pinkel chose to retire due to health-related concerns. Odom, a young head coach, spent time on the Missouri staff from 2003 to 2011, serving in multiple roles, and left in 2012 to become the defensive coordinator of Memphis. He returned in 2015 as Pinkel's defensive coordinator and replaced his mentor the following season. Odom struggled out of the gate going 4-8 in 2016, but brought them back to a bowl game in 2017 and 2018, going 7-6 and 8-5 in those seasons, but 2019 would be a rocky year. Missouri was upset by Wyoming to start the 2019 season before they went on to win 5 straight games, which was then followed by a 5-game losing streak to close out the season. They won their regular season finale over a 2-9 Arkansas team, but Odom was fired following the game. They did not play in a bowl game that season and were now looking for a new head coach. Odom finished his Missouri tenure with a 25-25 record, would have all of his wins vacated in 2016 due to an NCAA investigation during the time period. The coaching search would be an interesting one to say the least. According to Randy Karacher, with the help of a search committee, athletic director Jim Sturk recommended hiring Arkansas State head coach Blake Anderson to the board of trustees, but they were not pleased with that and rejected the hiring choice. They were also looking into Army's Jeff Monken and Louisiana Tech's Skip Holtz at the time as well. Dave Matter posted, board members did not outright reject any candidate, but some are worried about the public fallout if Mizzou doesn't consider other high-profile coaches instead of settling for a lesser-known name, especially after firing Barry Odom, a Mizzou alum whose last 3 teams were 21-17 and each won enough games to be bowl eligible. Many were questioning why Missouri fired Odom after showing improvement every year besides the 2019 season. Fans were beginning to get worried as the names linked to the job were lesser known than others. Sam Snelling from Rock M Nation wrote back in December of 2019, "Now you have added debt from the buyout, sanctions hitting the program, and a contract for a new head coach, which you will have to make room for those sanctions and what he has to deal with." A little over a week later, it was announced that Eli Drinkwitz was going to be Missouri's next head coach. Many of the beat writers labeled this as a 7 to 7.5 out of 10 as a hire. Drink was relatively inexperienced and a young head coach who was a quarterback coach on a national title-winning Auburn team back in 2010. He also spent time as an assistant for Arkansas State, Boise State, and NC State before becoming the head coach at App State in 2019. During his lone season at App State, he led them to a 12-1 record and to the 2019 Sun Belt Championship game, but did not coach in the bowl game. He did a damn good job coaching at App State, but only did it for 1 season. During his first season, which was an SEC-only schedule due to COVID, he led the Tigers to a 5-5 record. Their key win of the season came against number 17 LSU, and they were slated to play Iowa in the Music City Bowl until the game was canceled. He continued to have a 500 record in both 2021 and 2022's regular seasons, and they lost both their bowl games, but also led the Tigers to an almost upset win over Georgia and Columbia in 2022. But they fell short 26-22. They went 2-4 in one-score games that season and lost their bowl game to Wake Forest 27-17. Heading into the 2023 season with a record of 17-19, many including myself felt that Drink was on the hot seat. If Odom was fired for leading a 500 team, why wasn't Drink being held to the same standards? Well, while the results were not showing on the field, Drink was still recruiting at a high level, bringing in some special players, especially in the 2022 recruiting cycle, bringing in a class that featured Luther Burden and quarterback Sam Horn. That 2022 recruiting class finished 15th in the composite ratings nationally. Drink decided to make changes to his coaching staff, bringing in Kirby Moore from Fresno State, who helped Jake Haener become an NFL draft pick and coached one of the nation's most efficient passing attacks. There was going to be a quarterback battle between incumbent starter Brady Cook, Miami transfer Jake Garcia, and redshirt freshman Sam Horn. Whoever was playing quarterback was going to have a special set of wide receivers to throw to, with Luther Burden, Mookie Cooper, and Oklahoma transfer Theo Weiss. A guy that was not really being talked about was Division II transfer running back Cody Schrader, who walked on at Missouri in 2022 and led the team in rushing last year with 746 yards and 9 touchdowns. On defense, they returned a strong front seven, including Darius Robinson, linebacker Tyron Hopper, and linebacker Chad Bailey, while the secondary was viewed as the team's strong suit, returning a handful of veterans, including Chris Abrams-Drain, Jaylon Carley, and Joseph Charleston. Heading into the season, Mizzou beat writer Parker Gillum projected the team to finish 7-5 with wins over South Dakota State, Middle Tennessee, Kansas State, Memphis, Vanderbilt, South Carolina, and Florida, while having losses to LSU, Kentucky, Georgia, Tennessee, and Arkansas. Brady Cook won the starting job heading into the season and led them to a 5-0 start to start the year. They survived an early upset bid by Middle Tennessee State, 23-19, before hosting number 15 Kansas State the following week. In a back-and-forth game against Kansas State, Missouri would win with an insane 61-yard field goal by Harrison Mevis as time expired to shock the Wildcats. They would also survive against Memphis, pulling away in the end to beat the Tigers in St. Louis 34-27 behind Luther Burden's 177 receiving yards, Brady Cook's 341 passing yards, and Schrader's 123 rushing yards. They then traveled to Vanderbilt, beating the Commodores 38-21 behind Cook's nearly 400 passing yards. Missouri entered a huge matchup against LSU as the number 21 team in the nation and took a 32-27 lead in the fourth quarter. But alas, it was not enough as LSU put up 22 points in the fourth quarter to beat the Missouri Tigers 49-39 in Columbia, ending their perfect season. They bounced back with wins over Kentucky 38-21 and moved back into the top 25 rankings once again. In their win over South Carolina, Schrader went off for 159 rushing yards to help the Tigers win 34-12 on homecoming weekend. They moved all the way up to number 12 in the first college football playoff rankings, heading into their matchup against number 2 Georgia. They fought valiantly, but a late pick by Georgia with just under 4 minutes left ended the Tigers' upset bid over the Bulldogs. Final score 30-21. The following week, they blew out Tennessee 36-7, with Schrader rushing for 205 yards and finishing the game with 116 receiving yards, while the defense shut out the Volunteers in the second half. This led to the school's first top 10 ranking in the college football playoffs and set them on a trajectory to play in a New Year's Six Bowl as long as they kept winning. Schrader at the time was the only SEC running back with over 1,000 rushing yards, while Cook and Burden were leading Missouri to the 5th best passing offense in the SEC. In a close win over Florida, Cook threw for 331 yards, while Schrader rushed for 148 yards and Burden finished with 158 receiving yards to lift the Tigers to a 33-31 win. 3 times Florida took the lead on Missouri in the second half, and 3 times the home team came back. Once again, Mevis kicked a game-winning field goal as well. After the game, Drink told the media, "What a way to send the senior class out. This game is like a story of their career, having to face so much adversity, come from behind, stick together, believe in each other, fight for each other. I don't know how much more to say than that." Missouri finished off the regular season with a dominant win over Arkansas 38-14 behind Schrader's 217 rushing yards to close out the regular season 10-2. Their first time winning 10 games since 2014 when they won the SEC East. Brady Cook finished the regular season throwing for 3,189 yards, 20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, while Luther Burden finished with 1,197 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. Schrader finished the season rushing for 1,499 yards and 13 touchdowns, while also adding 191 receiving yards as well. The defense forced 9 interceptions and 9 fumble recoveries, while also having 35 sacks. Missouri finished 9th in the college football playoff rankings and will take on Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl on December 29th at 7 p.m. This season has truly been amazing for Missouri when a lot of people doubted them and Drink. What do you think? Who has been the most impressive team in college football this season? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more college football content. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.